Hello and welcome to another video from the Marriage and Family Clinic. My name is Aaron Anderson. I'm the director here, and today's topic we're going to be talking about is the number one reason couples fight. First of all, I've been a marriage counselor for about 11 years now, and couples come in and they describe their fights to me all the time, and then they even get in fights right in front of me. And of all the fights that I've seen, of all the fights that they've told me about, there's usually one common theme that I see often comes up that's underlying a lot of these fights. That one common theme that I often see comes up is that partners are trying to be controlling. Think back for just a minute when you first got married. You first got married because you thought you were compatible. As a matter of fact, you dated for a while to make sure you were compatible. You wanted to make sure that you and your partner had a lot of the same likes, you had a lot of the same interests, that you were compatible sexually, you had a lot of the same values. You probably even talked about raising kids together and things, just so that you knew that we were compatible, that we, in other words, that we agreed on most of the things. Now, when you got married, of course, you knew you weren't going to agree on everything, but at least you thought we were going to agree on the big things, at least. When you got married and you got in your first big fight where you didn't agree, it was probably surprising to you, and it was probably scary as well, that, oh no, how far is this going to go if we don't agree on things? But that's where the controlling thing comes in. When you and your partner get in a fight, you have one of two options here. You've either got to give up your position and say, yes, dear, okay, fine, we'll do it how you want, or you've got to try to convince them about why you should be doing it your way. And that's where the controlling part comes in. Now, when you think of someone who's controlling, you probably think of someone in the movies maybe where a husband comes home and says, where's my dinner, and why are you wearing that, and you don't love me, how can you be so disrespectful? And yeah, that's controlling too, but this other element is also controlling because you're expecting your partner to conform to what you want just because that's what you want. One couple, for example, well, shoot, lots of couples actually. So yeah, you know, when we got married, I knew that you watched porn, but I didn't think you'd do that when we got married because, you know, we're living together now. Why would you need to do that? Or yeah, I knew that we'd spend holidays at your family's house, but man, do we have to spend so many holidays at your family's house? Shouldn't we have our own family? Why does it have to be everyone? And so things like this come up and couples just disagree on it. And what happens is they try to arm wrestle with their spouse to come to an agreement with me. Because this one, if I just say, fine, yes, dear, we'll do what you want, that one's intolerable. If you could do that, you'd have done it by now because you genuinely just weren't bothered by it. And so the fact that you're arguing about it says that this one, you can't handle it. And so the only other option then is to try to get your spouse to do it, to come to your side on it. And this is where couples often come up fighting about, we have problems communicating. How many times have you said that with your partner? We just have problems communicating. If I could just express it in the right way, or if I could just say it in the right time, or use the right words, or find some way to express to them how important it is to me, of course they would come over to my side on it. You can see where some of the controlling comes in, right? Because I'm trying to get them to conform to what I want. The secret then, okay, how you fix this, is allow your partner some autonomy. When you were in elementary school and certainly in middle school, you heard that if everybody was the same, the world would be a boring place. So why do you expect something different when you get married? Your partner is a unique individual. Your partner is not like you, and that's a good thing. And so when you got married looking for this compatibility, was that really such a good thing you were looking for? And then if you expect them to be the same as you, is that really such a good thing? I've seen a lot of problems that come in on my couch, especially in the bedroom, because partners are chameleons of each other. There's just no excitement. There's no novelty. We do all the same things together. We go to the same places together. We read all the same books and enjoy all the same movies together. That's boring, and that's not so alive and exciting. What I've usually found when I share this trick or this tip with people to allow your partner some autonomy is I usually get a lot of pushback because they feel like if I give my partner autonomy, that means I'm going to get bulldozed. Because if they just go off and do what they want when they want, and I just say, okay, fine, yes, then I'm being bulldozed. But what I found is that when you give your partner that autonomy to do something different or disagree with you, it actually creates a lot of excitement and love in the relationship. All of a sudden the relationship's together not out of expectations, but because I genuinely love who they are. They're different than me, and I can be okay with that. And I'm different from them, and they're okay with that. And they love me for it anyway, and I love them for that anyway. And all of a sudden the relationship finds a new depth. It finds love, it finds romance, and you can tolerate your partner's separateness and independence and differentness of thought, and it's not so threatening to you anymore. Next time you're arguing and you find yourself in this arm wrestle about, no, you're wrong and this is why, and you have to agree with me on it, allow them some autonomy and just say, hey, you know what, we don't agree, I'm not going to sit here and blow gas at you anymore. We disagree, that's fine, I'm going to bed. Give it a try, see how it goes. I'll bet you your partner surprises you. That's why they married you, is because they love you. Give them a little autonomy, you'll be pleasantly surprised.